Hi guys. So today we are going to talk a little bit more about those north and south poles on a magnet that I introduced to you guys last week. So, right here I have two magnets. These are the kinds that I worked with on Thursday of last week. I can't get my days straight. So I have two of them, and you know, they touch. Without holding on, this one's getting stuck to this one, right? Just like we would kind of expect because they're magnets. So they want to touch. So when I hold them this way, they touch. But when I hold them this way, I know that you guys probably just think I'm faking it and that I'm really weak, but I can't get them to touch. When I flipped them this way, no problem. If I flip them this way, they can't touch, and I'm gonna end up, it went over to the side. I can get the sides to touch, if you see that. Here, I'll go up close so you guys can really see. So the sides are touching, but I cannot get them to actually touch, okay, the fronts. So why is that? That when I flip it this way, it's fine, and when I flip it this way, it's not. Well, so long as you are touching a north pole to a south pole, they're gonna stick. But if you're trying to touch a north pole to a north pole or a south pole to a south pole, they are not going to touch. They are going to repel, okay? So if we have a north pole and a south pole, they are going to stick to one another very well. But if you try to touch two south poles together, they don't want to touch, and there is actually a force that you can feel. It's like you cannot get them to touch. They will repel. And the same with a north pole and a north pole. They don't want to touch either. They will repel. And I thought, what better way to demonstrate this? Because I know when you're watching me do this and you can't feel it yourself, you guys probably just think that I'm weak and that I'm faking it. But I can't fake moving a train. So you are going to watch what happens to our little train here. So when I put this side of my magnet to this one, they touch. So these must be opposites. One of these is north and one of these is south. They are opposite. Opposites attract. But now let me flip my magnet the other way. Take a look at what happens. I'm not even touching that train with my magnet, and it is moving backwards. I am not even touching it with the magnet. That is because these are opposites. Or sorry, these are the same. So these are either both south or they are both north, and they do not want to touch. They are repelling. You can see that it's trying to get away from this magnet. Is that not like the most awesome thing ever? Magnets are just so much fun. Here, let me get my camera back up, just so we can go over these rules that we learned again. So you can always remember, you guys may have heard the saying, opposites attract, because it's the same for so many different things. Like that's a saying for personalities, but it's also a saying for magnets. Opposites attract. So when you have two things that are opposite, they are going to attract. So when you have a north and a south, they will attract. But if you have two poles that are the same, they are going to repel. And you can see that very clearly with my train, right? So if you have two strong magnets at home, it would be cool to try and see. So you see these sides attract. but now when I flip it around, I can't get it to. So if you guys have some magnets at home and you want to play around with that, this is like, it's super cool. It feels like there is something there, even though you can't see it, but that's the magnetic force that is in there. So have fun. I will see you guys later.